Devils come home off a 2-game road trip. They start a 7-game homestand, and it's tied for the longest in Devils and franchise history, and they start off in a good fashion, Mr. Resch, a 5-1 victory. Yes, the last two were into an empty net, but the Devils, after a good early start for Florida, kind of were in control of this one.
Well, what did they do, Matt? Did they score the first goal? Yes. Mm-hmm. Did they kill penalties? Yes. Were they hard to play against on the attack by the Panthers? Yes. Did they go for it offensively and really attack? Yes. I mean, you click off 5 things and then you say they won. Well, yeah, that's what you do to win.
As they pick up their 30th of the season now with 62 points on the season, getting ready to take on Toronto tomorrow night here at Prudential Center. Our coverage begins at 6:50 here on the Devils Hockey Network. While we await a guest from outside the Devils dressing room, and then we'll have reports from inside the locker room. We'll hear from head coach Sheldon Keefe. Let's rewind the clock and check out some highlights of this one. No changes in the lineup for the Devils as they take on Florida. They won on Saturday, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And early on, while Florida made some pretty good pushes, the Devils really challenged Sergei Bobrovsky in goal. Nico Hischier tried to open things up from a scoring standpoint. Now here's Timo Meier across the line. Backs in on Dmitry Kulikov, plays it in front, the tip by Nico, the save by Bobrovsky, and we'll have a face-off. And that was preceded by Siplikov wide open in front of Bobrovsky, who made the save. And prior to that, Gritsyuk had a chance and was denied by Bob. So he was on his game.
He was, Matt. And after the first, let's just say 3 minutes when the Panthers really attacked, we could see that it was going to be the Devils' night, and the open chances they had were incredible.
5-1 was the final. Could have been more, except Sergei Bobrovsky made saves like this. Here's Lusterin far side, steps in front of Hischier, pokes the puck loose, and now it's lifted by Forsling to the neutral zone. He played in the Olympics. A lot of Olympians out there. Here are 2 of them on the ice for the Devils. Meier in front with a shot, saved by Bobrovsky. Nice pass from Nico Hischier. Meier had 8 shots on Saturday, just 2 tonight, but Bobrovsky was there to stop that one. A few minutes later, Paul Cotter had a chance. Cotter in front. Oh, a save by Bobrovsky. Got just a piece of it and just enough. And kept the puck out of the back of the net. He was not helped by a team that turned the puck over.
Oh, my.
A fair amount of times.
The amount of Devils that were just the goalie and them and the defenseman or the back-checking forward for Buffalo was behind them in the first period was incredible. And I got to say, Bobrovsky had an outstanding first period. He really did, Matty.
The Devils were credited with 10 shots on goal, but a lot of them were 10 bell opportunities for sure. So play continues to roll, and before we get to the next highlight, why don't we check in downstairs outside the Devils dressing room where Dawson Mercer joins us. Dawson, Matt, and Chico, thanks very much for your time. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yep. All good.
Beautiful. How you doing?
Good, good. Feels nice to get the win there.
Yeah, especially at home, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you guys looked really focused, Dawson. Like, besides the goals and all your chances, boy, it seemed like back-checking defense in front. It seemed like it was really a tough struggle for the Panthers to get to the net.
Yeah, definitely. They're a good forechecking team that play big, plays a hard game, and we just wanted to make sure that we got back on top of them, slowed them down, and make transition quick.
Well, that was evident tonight. The speed was evident by the Devils throughout the game. As you come home with a 7-game homestand in front of you, I mean, obviously every player wants to win every game, but beyond that, what are some of the things you hope to establish down the stretch here, particularly on the home ice?
Like you said, try to come back here with the mentality of on staying on home now for next few games, and we want to make sure that we can try to go on as much of a run as we can now and try to pile up those wins and do the best we can. So definitely, control what we can here at home and put ourselves in a good position, hopefully.
And you scored an empty net goal. I know on the whole scheme of things, but just tell us about you standing up, making a good play, and then getting the puck Just tell us how that unfolded.
Yeah, just obviously we got that face-off battle there. Team put out in the neutral zone. Definitely, then you just want to try to clog them up, not let them get a clean entry. And lucky enough, I seen an opportunity there where I could, jump in and get the puck before the red line, and obviously it worked out in my favor.
Well, it certainly did. It's your 14th goal of the season and part of the Devils' 5-1 victory. In general, I guess as an offensive player, I think I know the answer, but coaches now pull goalies more and more earlier and earlier. So, Chico has some thoughts about how much that might affect the offensive side of the game because they're easy goals. Just what do the players think about the changes that way? Because that would have never happened, back in the day.
Well, obviously when it's 3-1 game, we're up by 2. They're every team, especially coming down the wire now, you're trying to get as many wins as you can. And in that type of position, no matter what the score is, if you're losing, the game's a loss, and that's the end result. So if they if a team can come out and try to get one, then they get another opportunity. So when you're trying to push for 2, it's definitely difficult. But they obviously tried really hard to try to make that happen. But in our sense, all that matters for us is just making sure we keep the puck out of our net, and if we can put it in theirs and kind of end it a bit quicker, well, great, we'll take it. But the main focus is just not letting them get those opportunities to put it in our net.
But they also pulled it 4-1. I mean, come on, they're not going to score. But anyway, here's my question, Dawson. You're on the other bench, and your team's pulling the goalies. Does it matter if it's a 3-1 game or a 5-1 game, or doesn't it really have an effect on the players like the Panthers tonight?
No, I wouldn't think. I think everyone kind of understands it, and it's just how it is. Obviously, if you can get a quick one, you put yourself in a better situation. Like I said, if the score is 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, at the end of the day, it's still just a loss.
Yeah, well, it's the sign of the times, and I don't have to agree with it. But I'm not seeing teams coming back that are pulling their goalies when they're down 3-4-1. But you know what? You were happy. Did it feel good to bury one like that? I know it seems like nothing, but I think it was a big deal.
I'll take them when you can. Obviously we had a few smiles, laughs, and then especially afterwards, Nemo getting one. So obviously it just keeps our vibes good, and it's nice. We're rolling into another game tomorrow, and we'll keep those vibes going. Well,
let's hope it happens against Toronto tomorrow night. You will play your 390th consecutive game. Tonight you broke the tie you had for second all-time in Devils history with Ken Danico. So congratulations on that. And before the season's over, you'll be sitting number 1. Good health to you. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dawson.
Dawson Mercer joining us from outside the Devils dressing room. His goal, his 14th of the season, first in 12 games. He got off to such a great start. Another puzzling performance, right? So many this year. He got off to a great start, and then the goals just kind of dried up.
Well, I think it's what led us to believe that this is going to be a really good year for New Jersey. And not just us, the players, everybody's wondering. Talked to Marty Brodeur today, and, we're all just mystified. What happened? Why couldn't we score critical goals? Why did some players have that early wonderful stretch, where they were winning and scoring goals, and then that just dried up? I mean, Matty, I don't know, but that's hockey, and you take the good with the bad, and unfortunately the bad has been too much a part of the Devils this year, especially at home. But here's what we're going to go with. 1 win, 6 more to go. 6 wins, that'd be 7 wins in a row if they could win all their home games. And that's what we want to hope for.
Absolutely. Makes it fun.
Yeah.
Fans came out tonight. They enjoyed themselves. They enjoyed the victory. And hopefully tomorrow night there'll be something similar when the Toronto Maple Leafs provide the opposition. All right, back to the highlights, and then we'll hear from Arseny Gritsyuk in just a moment. We left off with the save by Bobrovsky on Cotter, keeping a scoreless game. So, well, why not? Let's hear what Arseny Gritsyuk did to help the Devils win tonight. Here's Gritsyuk. Gritsyuk across the line. Wait, shot, score! He goes over the blocker. Terrific look away, put home for Gritsyuk, and the Devils have the 1-0 lead. And he wasn't looking at me on the 2-1. He had a little extra special performer going down the ice with him.
Yeah, Jack Hughes is on the right. And here's the thing, if you look at it, Jack had his stick up like he's going to one-time it. And I think Bobrovsky is trying to play a little bit of both. I'll take Gritsyuk's shot, but that's the guy I got to worry about. And he gave up the short side, and that's exactly where Gritsyuk shot it over the blocker. Short side, first goal of the game, and it was a big one.
Shortly thereafter, Jacob Markstrom had to come up big not once, but twice on what we will call the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Devils leading 1-0. Marchand in the Devils' end for Tkachuk. Goes cross ice, and Ekblad went down to his knee, but the puck rolled off his stick. Now Tkachuk's in, or saved by Markstrom. Another save on Bennett, and we'll have a face-off. You know, they're all important, but when it's 1-0 and Florida's making a little push, saves like that turn out to be difference makers.
Exactly, Matty, and it did fire up the Devils' bench, that's for sure.
And again, that save, those saves were the plays of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Florida, though, would break through at 14:37. By the way, the only assist on the Gritsyuk goal went to Connor Brown. Florida breaks through at 14:37. Anton Lundell had the puck go off him. It hit him in the chest. It dropped down, and he was open. He had time, showed some patience, had some time to find the puck, and backhand pass. Markstrom was 1-1 after one.
Yeah, and there had been a tie-up in the boards, and that's why he was all alone in front. It looked like it was going to go on for 20 seconds, but it came loose. He went to the front of the net. He was all alone and made a nice backhand shot to tie the game.
The second period began with the Devils down a man. Brendan Dillon at 19:07 was called for a double minor, cross-checking and roughing, but 47 seconds in, Aaron Ekblad was called for a hook, and so that made things a little more open for the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes, I think he likes open ice, and while it wasn't the way he might have drawn it up, he picked up the primary assist on the game-winning goal. Loose puck out high. Jack almost took it away from Rodriguez, who hurries it past to the corner. Siegenthaler with it. It's up ahead now to Brad. He moves in, spins away. The puck was on his backhand. Finds Jack with a shot. It goes wide. Hamilton follows up and scores. Dougie Hamilton with a tasty rebound. And the Devils lead 2-1. Don't know if Jack was planning to bank it that way or he's just a little off target, but guess what? He gets the assist on Dougie Hamilton's second consecutive game-winning goal. He scored on Saturday, the game winner against St. Louis, now 9 on the season for Dougie.
Well, tasty, and that was full of sugar, that rebound. And Dougie says, I'm putting this home. And, boy, what a big goal. It was another game winner, like you said.
So the Devils had a 2-1 lead. It stayed that way until later in the period, not too much later, when Cody Glass, who the other day played in his 300th NHL game, came up with a marker that ties a career high. Jesper Brett with the shot save made. You heard it. Bobrovsky with the pad save. Now the puck is loose. It comes out in front. Brad with it. He can't tuck it home. Oh, Bobrovsky reached his left arm out at the last second. Jesper Brett was robbed. Here's a shot. They score. Cody Glass tips it home off the point shot by Hamanaho. And it's now 3-1. And another assist. Dougie Hamilton with the secondary assist. Devils had a 3-1 lead going into the third. They tacked on 2 empty net goals. Dawson, Mercer, Shimo, Nemitz. Connor Brown picked up an assist on the Nemitz goal, so 2 points tonight for Connor Brown. Jack Hughes picked up the secondary assist on that. 2 points tonight for Jack. His point-scoring streak now at 4 games. He has assists in all 4 games, a total of 5 since returning from the Olympics. And Lenny Hamanaho taking some lessons from a wise, old veteran player.
Well, old, I'll guarantee that. I don't know about how wise, but, you know, we want him to shoot the puck. Matty and I have seen it. I've seen it with Johnny McLean. Patrick Elias knew when to shoot it. You want to shoot pucks because what can happen when you shoot the puck?
You can score. You can, like Jack, you can shoot, go wide, and still the team gets a goal.
There's one assist. Another one is Hamanahu. I don't know. His shot might have been going wide. That was deflected in. But please get the puck towards the net, on the net if you can. 33 shots, Matty, and that's what we saw a lot earlier this year. Remember? The Devils pouring shots at the other team's goal, and they did it again tonight.
Florida only with 2 in the third period, finished with 21. We're going to hear from Arseny Gritsyuk in a moment, but let's check in with the head coach.
Just seeing the puck go in the net, it goes tremendous, or it's tremendous for confidence and emotion, energy, all those kind of things. So, it's important. And we've been really good in third periods and closing out games all season long. We just need to, put ourselves in that position more frequently. And, we've shown the last 2 games that, just even that one goal makes a real big difference.
You're able to build your lead and then really sort of dial into your checking game, your sort of defense against a team like that. What did you like most about that kind of switch for your team?
Well, I just thought we were, I just thought we played smart, played hard. I thought, we managed our way through the game really well, and what I mean by that is, I didn't think we started great in our first couple shifts. Probably our poorest start that we've had in a while. But Markey was outstanding. Then we kind of found our game. It was really, I think, Jack's line went on the ice third in the rotation to start the game, and they broke out. They got us to the neutral zone. We started to get our legs after that, but in general, we didn't protect our net great. They had a lot of stuff around our net in the first. We cleaned that up, but also I think, when I say manage the game, the hit that Jack takes, right? Like all of a sudden the temperature of the game really rises, and that's a big part of Florida's game and how they play, and they gain momentum off that, and they kind of push teams out of the game. And I thought we stood our ground incredibly well and didn't get pushed out of the game. Instead, we got pulled into the game and kind of found another level, and then over time built a lead. And I thought in the end, I thought we were the better team that, all the way through that third period, and full marks for our win.
To your point about Markstrom, do you feel as though he's improved? Do you see a difference in him since the break, Sheldon?
I think he was playing. I think he was playing well before the break as well. I do know coming back that he felt really good in the Olympics. Really good about his game. Felt good about his body. Markey is a high volume starter. I think we went through this last year, and he came back from injury, and it took him a while to get going, and you got to kind of keep putting him out there. He wants to play all the time. So the fact that everyone else taking a break and he stayed regular and took the net there for Sweden in the Olympics, he just came back and was feeling really good, and he's carried that through. So. Jake played well when he's been in, and Markey's been really good. I thought the guys took care of him really well in the second and especially the third period, but it's a much different game without some of those saves he made in the first.
Sheldon, just curious, what was the explanation you got from the refs about how you guys ended up shorthanded after the Jack hit?
They felt the hit was clean, so that's the first thing. Is they had nothing on the hit, and then they felt that we were the aggressors after the fact. So obviously I didn't agree with that one, but we found our way through it.
Sheldon, you have Gritsyuk skating with Jack. Just how do you think he's handled that opportunity?
I thought he's done well. I thought today better than St. Louis. It takes a bit to adjust to play with Jack. It's a different style of game when he's out there, and his game itself with Jack is so much. You have the puck so much, and he has the puck a lot, so lots of different reads. Well, I thought they worked off each other really well today. I think Brownie's done a good job with them and reading off of them, and Jack's wanted to play with Brownie for quite a while here now, and so we've kind of facilitated that, especially since Palat's left, and looking for someone to kind of do some work on the line, but trying something different with Grits as opposed to Brader, who we've come to know and like, but just a little different mix there, and I was happy with that line today. They were really good.
And is the goal for Gritsyuk overall to have him in a top six role, like for his long term?
Well, I haven't thought big picture or anything like that. It's more so just in the here and now. Brader's I thought fought it a little bit coming here out of the break, and it's a chance to kind of change the mix up a little bit. And Grits is certainly capable of playing with anybody on our in our lineup. He's shown that. Any line he's been on has been good. The one thing is, anytime anytime I've taken him away from, say, glass or call it our third line, that line has really suffered. So you're reluctant to take him, but I feel way better about it when Brat goes in that spot. That's kind of why we've made that switch, is to still keep that 3-line rotation, but also just, change it up a little bit for Jack.
Glass said in the past he'd never really had a role before, but under you he does know what that role is and can go just focus on his job. What have you seen in his ability to impact a game in differing ways, whether that's in the dot or defensively or at the net?
He's just grown in so many ways. I think it's a fair assessment for him. I don't think it has anything to do with what we're doing here with him. It's more about himself. He feels confident and comfortable in who he is. He's bounced around the league. He's fought injuries, all these kind of things. He's scored, and we need the goals. He's one guy that's really been thriving offensively in terms of finishing all season. But to me, other areas of his game, he's way harder in D-zone coverage. He closes quicker. He's better on face-offs. He's taken on a greater role in the penalty kill here of late. So he's just become a very important and versatile guy, especially as a right-handed center. I really liked his game for quite some time now. Okay, thanks.
Sheldon Keefe wrapping things up. Cody Glass now third on the team in goals.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, he is growing in leaps and bounds this year, and he's finally, I think he was the first pick, not overall, but he's the first-round pick, Matty, and maybe now he's just starting to find himself, and good thing he found a great way to tip that shot in from Hamanahu, and that was a big, big goal.
Yep, Devils go on to a 5-1 victory as Cody Glass, the 26-year-old, had one of the 5 goals. Arseny Gritsyuk got the scoring going for the Devils, and here's what he had to say after the game.
How important was it for this group to start this way when you guys have 7 games here at home?
We build our game on finish season, and every game at home forget for it. Okay. Important for us. Yeah. Because fans love us and city love us, and usually after Olympic Games a lot of followers. I like it, and we have game home road now. Yeah, it's good time for us.
For you, you've been put on a line with Jack recently. What are you enjoying about connecting with him, seeing how he's playing, and how you balance each other?
I don't play a lot with him, but now we start playing together, and after Olympic Games, he's feel hot now, and I like play with him. But when you play with him, you always need to protect him. Like today, he have hit. You need fight everybody, and I'm ready because he is our superstar, and I enjoy play with him.
Is it a little more special for you scoring on Bobrovsky?
Yeah, sure. Full my life I want to score Russian goalie like Shesterkin, Sorokin, Bobrovsky, but Bobrovsky is first place for me, and I'm scored today, but I don't understand how I score. I don't see when puck going. I just look, I don't pass Jack, oh my god, what do I do? But when I score, for sure, it's very good stuff for me.
You talked about Jack and him coming out after the Olympics. How did you react to Jack scoring the goal?
We have practice and we go on ice because we watch game in locker room, and when he scored, everybody oh my god, Jack Hughes, he's our team, and he scores his goal. It's unbelievable, and I don't know the sport, but we respect him.
Yeah. And that is Arseny Gritsyuk. You can tell his enthusiasm as he continues to grow off the ice, learning the English language. And who wouldn't want to play with Jack Hughes? Good players want to play with good players.
And, but you got to fit. Just not anybody can play with Jack. And Sheldon said that, and Jack knows that. I mean, it's obvious. But when he faked the pass, Matty, on the 2-on-1, but I saw, he recognized, I can't get this through. Then he pulls the puck in, toe drags it, and then shoots it back outside, just inside the pipe. Jack wants to play with him, and he wants to play with Jack, and let's hope this is a marriage that is going to go on for a while.
And pay dividends, and he had a lot of fun scoring against a Russian goalie, beating Sergei Bobrovsky, getting the Devils on their way, and the Devils win by a score of 5-1. Devils will try to extend the winning streak to 3 on Wednesday when they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a game we'll have for you here on the Devils Hockey Network.